Awaken puppets of Gepetto, and welcome fans, new and loyal, to your next installment of the Lies of P Platinum All Achievements Guide. Here we are. We are at endgame for our first playthrough. The second and third each get quicker each time, as we have less that we need to do. New Game Plus, the main thing we need to do is collect the golden records that exist in the game, and make some alternative choices that we made along the way. And then our third playthrough is literally we are playing through to get to the end and get the last ending of the game. That's what we're doing on the third. So, what we need to do then, twice amidst this, we are going to defeat the final boss. We don't have to do it on New Game Plus, as in New Game Plus we can get the bad ending where we don't fight and we give ourselves up, which you'll see in a moment what that means, because we don't do it. So, this last boss is super aggressive. So, the setup that we've gone with, we've got the cube, Advanced Wish Stone, which restores a legion, so that we can use our Aegis more. You are welcome to use the recovery instead, if you want the extra healing options. I do not blame that, do not fault that as a tactic either. We will go through a lot of healing in this fight. Throwing cells, only to finish phase 2 of the boss. That's the only time we will use it, is to take away the last bit of health if we can't do it with a normal attack. Shot puts to help with when he becomes staggerable. Throw a shot put to get that stagger off. In phase 2, he will explode before allowing you to get the fatal attack. So back away, then go in. Electric Blitz, extra damage. So we're going to use that straight away, and then we'll use it selectively where we can to get some bonus damage. We're only realistically going to be doing single normal attacks. Charge attacks we will do when it's safe to do so, but most of the time we're on the defense, single attacking. Grinder, using this to recover our durability. We may need to use the urgent repair tool to urgently repair. We're not going to be doing a normal recovery of our weapon durability in this fight. There's not really a window to do so. So that's my recommendation. We've got our puppet axe. What have we got on the amulets? Carrier, hunters. I mean, we could replace the hunter's amulet with a puppet destroyer for some extra damage. One thing we did do at the end of the last video, we switched to the fiber reinforced liner for slash damage reduction. But no, I think all in all, that's about as set as we are going to be. In we go.
I knew you could do it. I dreamed you can be human again. By using that vast supply of ergo and the
So
arm
here
of
we
God.
go. So this is what it's all been about. Gepetto used you to collect all the ergo possible.
The one that holds
He set up the whole puppet frenzy. He doomed most of mankind. He doomed all the puppets, so that you could then get all this ergo, get the arm of God, and then give your heart to him, so then he can try and resurrect his son. I mean, don't get me wrong. Someone resurrecting their child, because of grief, I kind of get that, but he was a sucky father. He never spent time with his son. He's created a human son with a heart pounding. Absolutely, we are going to refuse.
I believed you were a good boy. But you insist on breaking my heart.
Breaking your heart? You want to take mine?
Well, I suppose Carlo was mischievous. It seems you inherited his. But a father always looks after his children. Even naughty ones. In my own way, I grew to love you. After all, you're the...
So here we go. So now we are going to have to fight the puppet that he wanted to give our heart to, along with the arm and along with the ergo, to turn into a real boy.
I didn't mean for this to happen. I believed you were a
The
good
nameless
boy.
puppet.
If you refuse, then I'll have to retrieve it myself.
Gepetto is Iron Man. Now he's Spider-Man.
My son.
There we go. Right.
You can become a
Lock
real
on.
human.
Put your electric on.
Come to me, my son.
One hit at a time.
I never bound you to the Grand Covenant.
It's on Aegis, Drew.
Carlo's memory within you.
Charge window.
You have gone astray.
That's a charge attack right there. Don't fable afterwards though. Single attack.
Your freedom is not for you, but for Carlo.
Fable. That's a charge window. Single attack. Nope.
No father wants to resort to the lash, but there's no time.
Shot put. Charge. On to phase 2.
If you can't find those men,
He's gonna get angrier. So you've got less opportunity to use healing item and grindstones and such. So this is all about timing. This will likely take a few attempts for anyone that's not done this before. The puppet axe makes this
How
fight
dare
a
you.
lot easier
You're
to
just a
manage.
puppet.
So use the grindstone, and that way we can get perfect blocks to get some nice charge attack windows. Table. Those perfect blocks make all the difference. Damn it, mistimed. Biggest issue is he does a lot of fury attacks. One hit after the combos. Damn. I'm missing that one. Okay, let's get back to perfect block mode. Ouch. Come on. Right. Shot put. Get back, because you didn't explode. Maybe I don't have him low enough on health. Right, I'm putting electric blitz on. There's the explode. It's afterwards, not before. Fatal, miss. Aegis, hit. Nope. I will get that eventually. That's a double hit when he does the lunge. Swing. Swing. Heal. Stable. Heal. That's a double hit. Shard window. Good trade. We'll take that. Oh, there's a charge window. Pulse cells. Or throwing cells, rather. There we go. And that is trophy 33, the first puppet.
Were you going to destroy Carlo's heart?
There you go, the one smart thing that Gepetto's done. Also, love that punch through the chest. But look, a tear. It's finally dawned on this asshole. Oh, language. I'm so sorry, viewers. It's fine. That's how ragey I get. It's finally dawned on him that we're actually human. And bear in mind, this is the best ending. So this is the good ending. Give humanity back to Sophia in a crossbreed of puppet and human. But look, it's the Saintess of Mercy statue. Beautiful shot there. Trophy number 34, Rise of P. Can't remember if the credits are skippable on your first. Yes, they are. So we're going to skip the credits, but I love the post-credits scene, so let's watch that.
I have a final report on the Krat experiment.
You certainly took your time, Paracelsus. Your findings?
I think we have a new brother. A new type of humanity, so to speak.
There are many forms of eternal life.
It's intriguing, and worth further observation.
Noted. And we'll have to get his arm back anyway.
I'm counting on it. Expect another report at the next meeting. Paracelsus returning. Ah, and when I return, I will find her. For sure. Another key of ours. Dorothy.
Love it. So yeah, Giangio is in fact Paracelsus. Okay, important. Do not proceed. You are to press circle or B on Xbox. You are to cancel. Cancel, 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 cancel. Cannot stress. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Before we start New Game Plus, we've got to do some post-game first. Okay, firstly, come in. The piano is now shiny. Investigate. We now have full proof of humanity. Beautiful. And with that, trophy number 35, Pianist of Krat. Speaking of proof of humanity, there's another type of proof of humanity we're going to get.
It's me, Hugo. I will also keep
The
a great weapon calls for a
So
great.
Hugo has now taken on the
Sorry.
mantle of Aladoro. And we're going to get the proof of humanity weapon using the Nameless Puppets Ergo, which will be our last weapon to collect for the game. There it is, trophy number 36, Special Weapon Collector. Head out. Recharge Fable. And then, actually we should have done the shop first. Oh well. Holodina.
To Hotel Krat.
Purchase 2 full moon moonstones. So 1 cheap and 1 expensive. Obviously don't spend the 2 expensive ones. There we are. We need 2 of those. And we're going to upgrade the proof of humanity to +5.
So much has that. It's all. I just want. That's why I should.
Proof of humanity. And you'll notice on the right it has an extra entry for the attack abilities, crit rate 30. And that's one of the main things that we're going to benefit from this weapon. So. Up to +5. Now, equipment. We are going to replace the Hunter's Amulet with the Assassin's Amulet. Increases our critical attack. We are going to equip the Spaced Armor Liner for strike. Equip the Larder Disruption cartridge. The Capacity Insulation Converter. The big blue one. And we are going to equip, optional, but I like to equip the Proof of Humanity weapon. comes down to personal preference, but this way you're using something slightly different for your next playthrough. Put on the sawtooths. Pulcinella, in case you want to go extra. If you don't feel the need to use the perfection grindstone like I do to get the perfect blocks, then what we're going to want is the satisfaction grindstone. Increase your weapon crit rate. So that's just going to further increase your damage. Over to Polydina. Purchase so that you have 30 sawtooths on you. Up we go. And despite the fact that we just saw Giangio, well, not Giangio, in the post-credits, that's assuming that you carry on the game straight away. In this case, it hasn't, so we're going to gather. Oh no. Oh, he's actually gone. I have never come back in here. I've only just noticed I've never come in here. Oh well, he leaves his case. But we still have to buy stuff. That's weird. So, gonna spend to get 2 more friendship wish stones. So, what's this? The Letter of the Eternal. I have not actually read this. I had a good time. It's amazing to see a new brother being born. I hope to meet you again sometime on the eternal line of time. PP. Huh. I can't believe I've never come back in here. And I always collect fruit, and I normally don't spend at this point. So that's... Huh. Well, there we go. Even I'm still learning things with this game. Ready for the DLC to come out. Can't wait. Head over to the office, and on the table is going to be a letter from Sophia the Blue Butterfly. Read that to the end, and then you're going to get Trophy 37, the story of the Blue Butterfly. At the Stargazer, switch over to the puppet string, and we are ready. How are we doing on time? Oh, we are so ready for New Game Plus. So, restart. Let's do this again. I am so sorry. That came from out of nowhere. I'm so sorry. Let's do this again, only a slightly more abridged version. We are going to pick up, we need to pick up some humanity along the way, so we are going to do some things. The main thing is we got to buy the new records to complete. We currently have, you should have 10 records. That means there are 6 left to go for us to get all of the records, which is the main thing you need New Game Plus for. So, restart, hold X or A on Xbox, and we're now locked in for New Game Plus. So, what does New Game Plus mean? Well, New Game Plus means a few things. Firstly, we can skip cutscenes, and that's what we're going to be doing. You are more than welcome to watch. I love them. If it wasn't for the recording, I still watch a bunch of these. Do you wish to reset the P organ? Nope, we're good. We're keeping the build going.
There you are. I've been looking.
Key things that change. So, first thing, enemies have more health and deal significantly more damage. So, you know, we've scaled up, they have also scaled up. Bosses, some of the bosses are actually harder to fight in New Game Plus than they are in the original because of the amount of damage that they represent on us. Game automatically equips the lamp. I take that off because we only use it in one occasion.
Something that might help.
Slow walk over to the workbench. And that's going to let you use P organs. We don't have any. Modify arms, switch legion arms. We're all good for that. So there we go. Open the door. This is going to look familiar. The other interesting thing that has changed, though, something I didn't show in the inventory, is in our key we still have the completed ergo wavelength decoder, which what this is going to do for us now is this is going to translate the blurred puppet speech, so now it will show up as a title and we can hear it properly. Oh, nearly forgot, we have to equip the weapon again. So I'm going to use Proof of Humanity. You are welcome to use whatever weapon works for you. At this point you're somewhat familiar with the game, or if you've played it before, you've watched this guide, you may be very familiar. So you may wish to use the Two Dragon Sword. You might want to just stick with the Puppet's Axe. I mean, it works. It does so much damage, it has great defense. I just like to mix it up slightly. So, plus the crit build is not to be shied from. So we're going to still be using, when it does that slightly louder and slightly flashy hit, that is a crit hit, and that is what this weapon is all about. So we're going to be using charge attacks. Grab the sawtooth. This is where we got our pulse cells. And we're just going to keep dispatching. The ergo that we pick up has been upped as well. So the whole point is the trade-off for the game being harder is that we get more ergo because we need more ergo to level up. Right, remember the sniper up here, so we're going to run. Game won't even backstab, because why would it? So everything, if you remember, all the way back to video 1, we're just doing that all again. Oh no, we got hit! How rude. As you can see there, just from a basic officer puppet representing, you know, a decent chunk of damage. Doop, doop, doop. Still get our free backstab on this guy. So letters are all the same as well. You can pick them up again. We have all the gestures, we have all of the things that we would need. So I just pick up things that are easy to pick up. They don't cause a major detour or anything like that. So hello. And here we are. Don't forget to open this door before we fight the police elite. And now, whenever we pick up a piece of armor, it's now going to be that armor +1. Now, what we pick up early is not going to be nearly as good as what we've already got, but once you get to the middle onwards, some of the +1s actually start outranking some of the later equipment that you can receive in the game. Just a good point of note. Right, I'm going to put my perfect block on. Multi-fable. chonk, chonk, and chonk. Free charge attack, and gets up, and there he goes. So yeah, workshop unit lightweight frame +1. Just a point of note. I don't recall, because of weight, I don't even recall if we use any of the +1s at all. It'll be in the notes. Out we go. So we don't need to take the left path.
This.
So we're just going to focus on the right path. Doggo. Grab Vivid. Round here for the duo. Great test of people's memory, if you can remember what this section was all the way back 15, 16 videos ago. Dim chunk. 3 enemies up here. Hold block to make sure that you're walking slow enough to get the backstab on the sniper. Come. Oh, wait. I was dashing around for a better angle on you, sir. Stab here. Item, walk, don't run, because the dog does its jump. If you run. Down we go to the left. Grab the ergo chunk by the stairs. And I would recommend for this next enemy, because this is the other elite, use your perfection grindstone to make this fight a lot easier for you. So look, he even just breaks through Fable. There we go. Remember here, we order because there's a sniper to the right. So we lure the first enemy, or now we can rope him. Run, we can now lure the sniper instead of having to run down for a backstab. And that means this last enemy now isn't going to ambush us either. Come back for the thermites. Round the right. Ergo, plunge attack, dog, excuse me, dog, soldier, police officer, warden, ticket man, whatever he is. Three puppets, 1 from left, 2 from right. So Butler wins the first prize. head back down for the doggo. Excuse me. Thank you. That's what happens when I don't lock on. Open the unnecessary shortcut. Because why not?
A powerful parade puppet is blocking the entrance. And that's the only
Remember
way.
that this puppet punches
So please.
before you grab the vivid ergo. Fire up the stargazer. And from the merchant, he has our first golden record.
You on a bison? Out here alone?
Purchase. We don't need to buy any weapons anymore. We have all the weapons, so buy the 3 cheap throwing cells that he has to offer, and buy the Flower Wolf, Proposal Flower Wolf Part 1 record, Gold Edition. Rest of the Stargazer.
This is called a stargazer. A marvelous.
Optional, if you want, you can switch to the critical grindstone for this fight. You don't really need perfection on the... Yeah, why not?
This is called.
This is a Stargazer. Yada yada. I'm gonna get rid of all these horrible little blue marks. Satisfaction grindstone for crit hits. Assemble weapons. Actually, I might as well disassemble some of these. There we go. The only weapons that stay assembled are the ones that I might use. Legion Arm. Switch to Aegis. We're fighting a boss after all. And yeah, so the Parade Master, and if you remember from the flyers that said about how fun for all the family, happy, amazing robot, now we can hear what he says at the start of the fight as well, don't forget. So, skip the cutscene. Come on in, we have been waiting. We didn't have it work that one. Keep up those crits and then get our fatal. Oh. Good shot. Not going to die to the Parade Puppet. So I'm not using the Aegis because I'm quite comfortable blocking against him normally. But see, feel free to use your Aegis if you're not as cocky or confident, whichever you claim it to be. I say a bit of both. Also, I put on the critical grindstone, could have kept it as the perfect block. But yeah, there we go. With him defeated. Grab our items by the cart. One of these was an ergo. There we go.
One more thing I should mention. The hotel's security excludes puppets like you. So you'll have to lie to get inside.
Hidden moonstone to the right, although we don't really need those. Unless you want to mess around with any other weapons, you're welcome to do so. Go to the left. And remember, we have to lie at the door. And also, our heart has reset, so our springs will react, but you have to lie. We are human. It's me. And our springs are reacting. Wow, you remember this? Open the door. And in a moment it will let you skip the intro. There we go. Lies.
I am Sophia. You must have. He was last. Please look at Gemini. That's
Right.
proof. I'm no inventor. Wait, Krat, be careful.
Let's get our pocket
I'll
watch,
use
which we
my
already had.
Ergo, without when you gather.
I always exhaust Sophia and Eugenie's dialogue.
I heard about. You should take.
Skip where you re-get your puppet string. Don't worry, it doesn't reset
I
anything.
know my way. If any of you, I know my way. A stargate. The stalker. A stargate.
No,
I
we
know
know
my
about
way.
stargazers.
If you want, don't look at me.
And I'm just dealing with my version. So what we didn't do in the last that we need to now do is we're going to put our technique crank onto our proof of humanity for better scaling. There we go, again A rank. Notice that the motivity is still at C, so we are going to be able to further increase the damage on this as we level up our motivity as well. Refill your fable. Head across and talk to Antonia.
Unexpected. If it does, it comes. He's fine.
And since it's for Ergo, we are going to dance for our money. Equip someone's memory. And remember, as we did before, whatever show-off clothes is, there it is. Use it.
It suits you.
Dance for your money.
There, you look just like. Look, forgive me, rambling. When you get to my age, you're.
And then put on whichever apparel you want.
And just as distracting.
No, we're going to stick with our White Knight approach, I think. Head over to Pauladina.
Welcome. My name. Please let at hotel. Welcome. The Grand First Law. Second, third.
Ask for the Grand Covenant, even though we know about it now. We know lots about it by now. Purchase the 2 quartz. We can't use those yet. We have to unlock the chair again by saving Gepetto.
I'll use my power to
Level up. And increase technique to 36. How are we doing on time? We're still good. Onwards.
be more careful. The Black Rabbit Brotherhood. I hate these guys. But don't be alarmed. My name is Gemini. We'll talk later, though we're safe. I'm last. Sorry. Elysian Boulevard was a regular rich people row. You wanted fancy boutiques and shops. No place better. But that was long ago, before the puppet frenzy.
Why, hello. I know what
Don't worry.
For your info.
Wait. I can see something strange. Jeepers. Is that a butterfly? Why is the ergo reacting like that? If you...
I can't see a thing. Oh, I want a baby. Thank you so much. Before
She said the baby was at City Hall. Should we check it out? Oh, I hope everybody's safe.
Gepetto! You've got a lot to answer for! You know what what's your...
Wait, you're the... You can't sneak past me!
Die!
Cursed puppet! Back again! I'll kill you both, then string you up on the bridge. I demanded the truth. It's a dream.
I understand. But in order, won't you